now.
Okay, so this is the science applied in Magnetude jewelry and how it positively affects our health with our electronic environment. So let's go here. What are EMFs? Electromagnetic fields. EMFs are frequencies or fields that are around us everywhere. You can't taste it, touch, smell it. Okay, they have an electric and a magnetic component, which is really important for you to understand. So why is this important to us? Why does it affect us? Because our bodies are electric. Our heart, our brain, our nervous system, our muscles, the mitochondria, our cell membranes, even our atoms and electrons use electrical currents to function, making them very vulnerable to the negative side effects of electrical magnetic fields. Okay, so EMFs affect our calcium channels and our mitochondria in particular. And so let me just show you here. EMFs affect our calcium. The calcium channels have a gate where they open and close to go into the cells. They allow calcium channels, they allow calcium in, they allow excrement from the cells out to get rid of the junk that's in the cells. So this is how we work at a cellular level. And the EMFs affect that calcium channel timing. What's happening is the calcium channels are staying open longer because the electromagnetic fields are affecting them. That is extremely dangerous to us because what happens with excessive calcium in our cells is it can break a DNA. Okay? It can cause cancer. It can cause a breakdown of the blood-brain barrier. It can cause male and female infertility. It can cause psychiatric symptoms, oxidative stress, which leads to inflammatory conditions. And most everything, all of our diseases have some sort of inflammatory part of it. Heart irregularities, hormonal disruption. So the calcium channels are being affected. That's one of the latest research that that they're showing. So EMFs are emitted from cell phones and Wi-Fi and routers and smart meters and satellites and laptops and microwaves. Okay, we are living in a sea of EMFs. It's invisible, odorless, tasteless. It exists everywhere and it bombards our body 24/7. People kind of know where radio waves are. If I ask you where the radio waves, you kind of say everywhere, right? You turn on your car, turn on the radio, and there they are. Well, now that's what's happening with electromagnetic fields. They are everywhere. We have about 20,000 satellites right now pointing at Earth, pointing these radio waves at Earth, their microwave radiation. Our Wi-Fi is everywhere, routers are everywhere. So we are in a sea of EMFs, and there is really not a lot that we can do other than distance. Distance is your friend with EMFs, but you can't get away from it. Okay, so they're harmful to our bodies, as we've talked about. And some of the symptoms that you can have are headaches and insomnia and brain fog, chronic fatigues and low energy and depression even. And so if you went to your doctor and you had some of these symptoms, they probably wouldn't think, wow, you've got ringing in your ears and you're tired and you have headaches and you got brain fog. You must be talking on your phone too much. It's just not going to happen. So it's important that you educate your family and friends to the symptoms that are going on and what can be done. So we're going to talk about that, what can be done. Now, here's where the science comes in. There are a couple laws of physics called Faraday's law of physics. And Faraday's, it generally states that increasing the magnetic field increases the electrical field. They are tied together. Okay, that's one thing to just kind of put in the back of your head. The other thing is Ampere's law of physics, which is a magnetic field exerts a force on an electric current. So you have magnetic and electric being tied together and magnets affecting electrical current. That's the kind of the basis behind this. So magnetic fields and electric fields are combined and they're interrelated. You can't separate them. So if you introduce a strong magnet into an energy field, it increases that electric field. And this is why a lot of mechanical equipment use magnets in their movements. Okay, it's used a lot, using these laws of physics to do other things. Well, I'm using this law of physics to help overcome what these EMFs are doing to us at a biological level. EMFs pull energy away at that cellular level, the cell membranes, the mitochondria. The mitochondria is what gives your body energy, gives the cells energy to do everything they're supposed to do to function. Disrupting the calcium channels. We just mentioned that. Now, when we put our strong 4,000 Gauss magnet in our energy field, this also increases our electric field. So this is why we say our jewelry helps to counteract the negative effects of EMFs. We're replacing energy to our cells that the EMFs are taking away. So magnetic therapy has been around for centuries. It involves applying a rare earth neodymium magnet, not a normal, these are not normal magnets, these are special biomagnets, and putting it around your body to relieve pain and speed up healing. That's when it's been used for a while. I used it in my clinic for years. So magnetic fields have been shown to affect cell permeability. We just talked about that, and improve oxygen delivery to the cells. So oxygen is what your cells also need to function. And magnets have been proven to do that, to provide that, which can lead to better absorption of your nutrients in general, improved circulation. That's one of the big things with these magnets, and clearance of cellular waste products. Okay, we were just talking about cellular waste, calcium channels, having to open and close and get rid of cellular waste. Well, these magnets actually help with that. Okay, rare earth magnets also reduce inflammation, which is almost the crux of almost every disease out there, and then pain, and promote healing. So they're university studies, again, not my opinion. University studies have proved the effectiveness of magnet therapy on headaches and arthritis and musculoskeletal disorders and gout and polio. The World Health Organization reports there's no adverse effects from these magnets. That's the cool thing, is that even if you take a medication, every medication has a side effect. There are no side effects, negative side effects from these neodymium magnets. The only thing that we say is that it's a contraindications for people wearing pacemakers and defibrillators, because those are controlled by magnets and we don't want to change the way those function. So I've also listed here some of the studies where this is being pulled from that you can go back and look at later. Okay, so neodymium magnets and blood flow and decreased pain. A natural remedy, symptom relief with no side effects. That's like a win with no ability to lose. That's an amazing thing. And these magnets that have been documented to help with protecting EMFs, osteoarthritis, neck pain, low back pain, knee pain, sleeping disturbances. That's one of the first things that we hear when people start to wear our jewelry, is that they sleep better, because you're getting better REM sleep. You're being bombarded all the time. Your body gets a chance to heal and rest at night. That's what it's supposed to do. So we have some special things that you can actually sleep in, but that is something that I would say is our number one thing that people say is they sleep better. Greater flexibility, recovery times, actually overcoming depression, better rest, improved circulation. That's one of the big things it does as well. And increased energy at a cellular level, which is going to help increase your energy overall. Okay, so here's a Vanderbilt University study showed that static magnets, and neodymium magnets are considered a static magnet. They showed the static magnet device against knee pain with arthritis. They concluded there were 67% reduction in pain with patients using these magnets. Just a nice little magnet with no side effects, decreasing people by 2/3 of pain. Okay, so there's double-blind study shows that magnets improve patients with frozen shoulder because it's increasing blood flow. Frozen shoulder is a tough thing to get over. I've treated it for many years because it's more of the ligaments, and the ligaments they don't have as much blood flow. So these magnets helping with blood flow to the ligaments are helping to heal frozen shoulders. Another really good thing. Okay, another randomized controlled study showed marked improvement in chronic low back pain sufferers with magnet therapy. Okay, so those are just some of the things. And again, there's more studies here that why I'm citing this. And some research, World Health Organization classified in 2011 that EMFs are a possible carcinogen. And we know that it is more than a possible, and it's probably should be a class 2A, because there's research now showing that it's breaking the DNA, and that changes the definition, but they're not there yet. So there's links to radiation and brain tumors. Actually, matter of fact, brain tumors are the leading cause of cancer-related deaths in children up to age 14. Okay, children absorb up to 10 times the radiation in their bone marrow and their brains that adults do. It's very important that you get your children and your grandchildren wearing this, doing something, keeping them away from their phones and away from their routers all the time. If they're on a computer, be putting something like our jewelry on them, because their bones have not formed and they are absorbing more than adults do. Okay, and the average cell phone user in 2018 used their cell phones more than 5 hours a day. That's a lot, okay, a lot around the brain. And 90% of cell phones exceed the radiation limits that were set, and they exceed them by 10 times. And those FCC radiation limits were set in 1996. That was before we even had Wi-Fi. Okay, so they are way outdated, and they are exceeding that by extreme amounts. Okay, so I can't stress enough, you are living in a sea of EMFs. So, roll back the curtain. Welcome to Magnetude Jewelry. a new concept in jewelry. So I want to show you the jewelry for a minute because it was very important. I want you to wear this jewelry, but if I want you to wear it, it has to be pretty so that you will. Okay. And we wanted to make it interchangeable so that you can match all your outfits all the time. So now we have beautiful, affordable, interchangeable jewelry that you can wear, and it is beautiful. Okay. So that is some of what our jewelry, you can make thousands of combinations. There's just a lot there. So designed with your health in mind, these are some of what our bases and our jewelry look like. Okay, so I'm going to show that in a minute too, but I just wanted to share with you what it looks like. Now let's get back to the science. So Magnetude jewelry uses the strongest biomagnets available to help protect your electrical health. Okay, we use, and I have these made, they're N52 neodymium magnets. They are the strongest magnets on the planet. They are 4,000 Gauss. And when I do research, and these research have all these phenomenal results of getting rid of pain and all the things that they do, the average magnet that they use is 500 Gauss to maybe 1,800 Gauss. These are 4,000. They're very, very powerful, and we gold plate them. There's no nickel on them. So, and there's no nickel. All of our pieces are stainless steel. There's no base metals in any of our products. So that's what you're looking at when you look at these magnets. So if you look here, we have two size magnets. This is the Magnetude magnet, and this is the Tinytude magnet. Two size magnets. They are both 4,000 Gauss. People ask, well, what's the difference? The large Magnetude magnet, it's just 4,000 Gauss, but it affects a larger field of energy than the smaller magnet. The smaller magnet affects a smaller field. The larger magnet affects a larger field. That's the differences. They both are 4,000. So if someone's having a lot of health issues, I will gently nudge them to the bases that have multiple pieces, multiple magnets in them. Because when you have a magnet, one adds to the next. You can't overdo it. I personally wear 20,000 Gauss most of the time. I have a bracelet on. I never am on my computer without my earrings, and I have a necklace on, and that's about 20,000 Gauss. And all of the research shows you can wear up to 80,000 Gauss and there's no negative side effects. That's what an MRI unit is. But at 20,000, very safe, very good, and very good for you. Okay, improving blood flow, decreasing pain, back and neck and knee and arthritis. Okay, improved quality of sleep we've talked about, improved strength and vitality at a cellular level because those cells are making everything in your body. So if they're stronger, your whole body will be. Increasing your cell voltage and the metabolism for increased healing and counteracting the harmful effects of EMFs, and 5G, which is a very, very strong. 5G is about 20 times stronger than 4G. There are countries that are not allowing it, but unfortunately, in the United States, we are. There are, great things. You can have 3D, you can have driverless cars. However, it's affecting our planet and it is affecting you. Okay, so like I said, we've got satellites pointing at Earth. So even if you never pick up a phone again in your life, you're going to be having effects from the electromagnetic fields. So the other things on our jewelry, if you look, this is the back. These are our bases. On the back of all of our pieces, you'll see these little energy balls. The red is infrared, which it helps increase blood flow. So it works in synergistic relationship with the magnets. The black is germanium. Germanium helps with anti-inflammatory properties. And the negative ion helps with boosting serotonin, our happy hormone. So those are also working synergistically with our jewelry. So you've got all of this going on the back side. So this is how you would create our jewelry. You would pick a base, and we have two size magnets, right? So there's a Tinytude, there's the Magnetude. And today you decided it's a teal day. So you have your teal druzy and a beautiful solar quartz. You put those on, they very quickly go on. I can show you in a second. And boom, there you have your piece for the day. Tomorrow is a purple day. You want dichroics, you can put a Tinytude dichroic and a Tinytude Magnetude, and there you go. So very, very simple to have and to make these creations for yourself. Lots of different bases. This is just some of them. And I'm not going to get into this part of it right now, but I just want to show you all the different styles of bases, all stainless steel, very affordable. When you put our bases and our bracelets together, this is what they look like dressed. And then we have a slider line. Again, I'm not going to go into it, but you can put them on bracelets or you can put them on necklaces. They are a little bit different. Those are great for, we have a children's line. The children can't swallow these. They can put, if you have a toddler, this cord right here ties onto it, so these cannot slide off. Toddler cannot swallow these, but you can still help them because unfortunately they probably have an iPad or an iPhone or something that they're holding. Okay, and so that's our children's line. We have a sports line. They have double infrared for increased blood flow, for healing faster from exercise fatigue, or just wearing them in general all the time because it's made out of silicone. It's really comfortable. So that's our Magnasport. Then we have a men's line. Can't forget them. As a matter of fact, we have another base coming out specifically for men in about a month. But they're unisex, because if you put something on them that looks, there's a lava stone, it could be masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. So really unisex depending on who's wearing it and how they're wearing it, what they're putting on it. And then we can't forget our fur babies. These are my babies, because they have the same cell structure we do, and they are being affected by the EMFs just like we are. So I put double infrareds for blood flow for dogs because they age quicker. They get arthritis quicker and hip dysplasias. So these are on them. They just go directly onto the dog's tag, and they are protected with the large Magnetude, just like adults are. And we have lots of testimonials of them being peppier and moving around more, even if they're arthritic. So I'm going to stop my screen, and that's what I wanted to share for now. And now I can answer questions. I tried to go through that fairly quickly, but now you can open up, and now you can turn your speakers on, and I'm happy to answer anything that you'd like.
I can listen to that every day. I am totally digging on this. How about you guys, ladies?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I tried not to rip through it, but I wanted to get on, and you can always go back and rewatch it. But yeah, so now bring it on. What questions you got for me?
And maybe just raise your hand, because there's a lot of you here. Heather, did you have a question? I knew you. I knew it was Heather first.
Heather, go ahead.
Well, first of all, I love applied kinesiology. I do the other side of it, touch for health and muscle tuning. Thank you for saying that.
I've checked out your website, Heather.
Oh, God. Thank you. Thank you. So the question I have is really practical. So you said that you can't wear these when you have a pacemaker, but what if you're married to somebody who has a pacemaker, or your dad has a pacemaker?
Good question. Yep, great question. I get that question a lot. The answer is it's not going to affect them. If you're giving them a quick hug, it's no big deal. It's got to be in your energy field, right? So you're a muscle tester as well. So you're in a certain energy field, and your energy field is not going to be out here. So you can sit next to a person and it's not going to affect them. It's affecting your personal energy. I mean, if your significant other wears a pacemaker, you might maybe take the jewelry off if you're being intimate, maybe, but other than that, I don't see an issue with it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
And Stacy, I see a hand up.
Maybe for a little bit.
Yes, thank you. So for children, I have a 3-year-old. What would be the max level of gauze that I would be able to have for him?
There is no, as I mentioned, there's no maximum gauze. If I could I might muscle test them. If you do that, you could muscle test what makes them strong and strong and strong until the point where it may overwhelm them. But easily we have these bracelets that are for children. They're a slider. They're just a silicone slider band. And I would put 2 or 3 on there. Those are the magnets on, and they would be fine. That's what I would do. Or a necklace. Our necklaces carry 2. You can do 2 very comfortably. 8,000 would be no issues whatsoever for them, and help them. Answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got?
I just have a statement. So
Okay.
EMF.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say my Alexa unplugged it was going red. Like now. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
From the little Alexa things in the house?
Yeah.
I don't have them. I won't. I refuse.
Oh my gosh, I unplugged it and it was still having the EMFs come out of it, unplugged.
Even the earbuds, when you have them, are constantly searching for that phone. So they are always, even if they're sitting there, you like, it drives me nuts if I see people, everyone's got the cool white little earbuds now, right? So they are constantly searching for their phone for home, right? So, and they're constantly putting out electrical magnetic fields. So I don't recommend that. I don't wear my iWatch anymore. I don't wear, if you're going to use any of that stuff to, mark your paces or how many steps you take, do it while you're exercising, but then take it off. Don't wear it all the time, and don't wear it to sleep, because they put a little bing, 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 signal all the time in your electrical energy. They're not, it's a big, 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 big industry, but I can only share my experience with it.
Any other questions?
Yeah. Where we got a question? Where, Stacy? Stacy, your hands up again.
Oh, no, I just didn't know how to put it down.
You put
I'm
it down?
sorry.
Okay. I think where you put it up, you can put it
Sorry.
down in the chat. No problem. What else? Who else can I have? Laura, go ahead. You got to turn your mute off.
Okay, I'm sorry, I had to go to my cell phone and I'm not used to it because my computer was being bad.
No problem.
I have my this is a Zen, and the first day that I got it, I wore it to sleep and I was not able to sleep. I had to take it off, and I haven't slept with it yet. So, and other people said they had wonderful sleep. I'm like going, am I weird or what's going on?
Well, everybody's different, but Zen, I'll tell you, Zen is what I wear all the time. I'm wearing it now. And I would just want to show you how easily these come off. Okay, there it is. Boom, in, out, done. That's how quickly these change. And they're not going anywhere. Okay, so, but they do release. Okay, now Zen has another magnet inside it. So it has a 4,000 Gauss magnet inside, as well as it accepts another Magnetude. So you've got two 4,000 Gauss, you got 8,000. So it might be a little overwhelming for you initially. So you can build up to it, or wear something that's got one magnet instead of two. Or don't wear it at night if it's keeping you up. But
okay.
For most people, they like it, they sleep better, but everybody's different. Everybody reacts differently.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Who else? What else?
I have a question.
Susan.
So I had basically the same experience, but not sleeping. I got my Zen and I put it on and I got like dizzy, a headache. So I took it off and I tried it again and it did the same thing. But now I'm getting used to it because I just put it on. I don't know if there's any, it's a coincidence or whatever, but I do have the bracelet now. So I do wear it all the time. I don't feel any effects on it or.
There are people who are sensitive. If you have possible health issues and your body's not used to functioning at a higher level, it might be that your body's got to get a little time to be able to function at a higher level. I'm not going to ask you to share your health history, but what?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. But that could be part of it, or working up to it, because I don't hear that often, but that's been my experience when I do hear that.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great, Lucille.
There we go.
Oh, hey, I didn't say, yeah.
Hi. So my question is, earlier you were talking about how the magnets affect the mitochondria and calcium channel blockers, or calcium channels.
Calcium channels.
So, yeah. So when I'm thinking about how it decreases inflammation, how it increases blood flow, is it keeping the openings open longer, or is it closing it faster? Like, what is the
I think from the research that I have read, and there's a lot, what these magnets seem to do is get the body's functioning back to normal. So there are times when it might increase something, and there are times when it might decrease something. And that's been a kind of a stumper for some of the scientists. But what they've come across is that it just sort of regulates, it gets the cell back to normal. So if the cell has been opened too long and there's too much calcium going in, it changes the timing so it closes it down. If there's something where it is doing the opposite, then it does the opposite. It's sort of the best way to describe it is it regulates it back to normalcy so that the body functions at its optimum. That's what the research shows.
So it's affecting the cell wall, much in like, what do I want to say? What's the word? Got a brain fart because I'm not wearing mine. See what happens?
See what happens?
Well, like, it's another word, but say osmosis, right? Where there's a certain pressure in the cell, within the cell wall. So what I'm understanding is that it's regulating the pressure within the wall, depending on what's going on. So if you're inflamed, if you have inflammation going on, that's adding pressure into the wall. And this is able to recognize that imbalance and keep it open longer so that the pressure isn't there. And
that's not what I said.
Okay.
And so we're off, and I try not to say anything that's not accurate. What I can tell you that's accurate, that the studies show, is that the calcium channels, which are affected by electrical magnetic fields, calcium channels regulate, open and close, and allow calcium in and allow the excess of nutrients that need to get out of the cell out. That's what they do. They regulate that cell permeability. Okay. And so that calcium channel cell permeability is being affected by the electrical magnetic fields. And when you have these very strong magnets in that your energy field, it's regulating them back to a normalcy.
On the electrical level, not on the cellular level?
They are affected by, what runs them is electric. I mean, we are electric.
No,
and
I got that.
Even cells, like right now we have like 70 trillion cells, okay? And they've realized that they can't possibly communicate fast enough from, like, say, a head to the foot to whatever. So they know this is cutting edge research, so there's not a lot of it, but they know that magnetism has something to do with how our cells communicate with each other.
Right, so I'm looking for the words to describe it. I understand the part about the magnetic response. I understand that. But I was thinking in terms of, I don't know, like the valves in the heart, let's say. Electrical conduction tells you which valves open, which valves close. And if you have it synced properly, it's all got a timing to it. So I'm asking, like, if you haven't, well, maybe that's too complicated. No, that's okay. I get it. I understand. Because I was going to say the timing in the heart for the valves to open. If the timing is off, yeah, and that's an electrical thing, but it's not that.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
We could probably take a couple more questions for the doctor.
I'll do my best.
Except Lucille. Lucille, don't ask anything. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I will though. I will after I read all the articles, and then if I have questions, then I'll contact her.
I will bombard you with research.
Okay, good. I like it.
Go read it yourself.
And I thought you brought up a really good point the other day, Dr. Tracy, about how there isn't a lot of research when it's coming to things like this in terms of in the States. Like you said, you saw some stuff more in
There's
Japan.
a lot of the research. Yes, a lot of the research that I uncover is outside the United States. The research, you have to look at who's paying for the research, right? The pharmaceutical industries are paying for most of the research because they want you to use their drugs. It's just that's the way it is, right? So why would they want to do a research on a magnet that says, hey, you can feel better with no side effects whatsoever, and it doesn't cost much of anything? Wow, they're not going to pay for that research, and they actually are going to bury that research. So the research, a lot of it has to come from another country, and a lot of the research does come. I was reading a really long article today. I'm from Slovakia. It's like, and Russia, and they're all, and we have a lot of universities that actually combine, and they're all over the world combining to do research together. That's a very common thing. So a lot of the research I have is from all over the place, but you have to keep that in mind. So there isn't a lot of research, but you have to understand why there isn't a lot of research, because who wants to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars so that you don't take whatever that they're trying to sell you?
Okay, any more questions? So a couple things I just wanted to mention. One is I did say a few times that that we'd have a business conversation today. Obviously, science dominated tonight, and that was really important because there are reps here, there are potential reps, there are people who want to maybe throw a party, there's people who don't want any of that but just want to buy jewelry from themselves and their children or grandkids. All of you are here, wonderful. And however you participate, we just want you to participate for your own benefit and the benefit of others. So however you do this, whether it's for yourself or to share it with 10,000 people or to share it with just your local friends, however it is, that's up to you. And there's plenty of reps here, and whoever brought you here, go see them and talk further about it. We just want to help you know what Dr. Tracy is doing and that why we are so in love with this. If it does come to you at some point where you feel in resonation with taking this further into having a side business or maybe doing it full time or being like Tamara, who just has gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and is like, embrace this on all end, great. We will have a subsequent meeting or a gathering like this where we could talk business and what does it mean to share this with more people than just your family. So there will be another meeting we'll host from this team. So in any case, and I know this is going out, I should probably just stop the recording.